up everyone and welcome back to Fiction Tea Reviews. So today we're going to talk about the movie Lucy.
Is brought to you by my self-published book Rain. It is a psychological thriller about a group of young adults in a psych ward who get this new counselor that's trying to understand their mental illnesses and trying to understand them, but then the counselor shortly learns that these kids might not be crazy and that this place is actually making them crazy, all the while trying to figure out what's going on with him and his psychological demons and his problems. If you would like more information about this book, be sure to hit the link in the description box below. Supporting me and buying these books actually helps me to run this channel, so be sure to check that out and let's start the video.
Lucy is a sci-fi action genre. It's 1 hour and 30 minutes. You can watch it on Hulu and it's rated R. First of all, I just want to say if you have not seen this movie, I'm gonna do big spoilers, so I suggest you leave now. So the actors are Scarlett Johansson as Lucy, Morgan Freeman as Morgan Freeman, as we all know, Morgan Freeman as Professor Sam, and Choi Min-sik as Mr. Yang? I'm sure I butchered that name. Okay, so first off, I want to start that I know that a lot of people didn't really like this movie, and this movie is not very favored by people because of the fact that people were, from what I was getting, was upset because this movie is not very factual with the science aspects of it, and it's very much fictitious and not 100% accurate. But this is a sci-fi, meaning science fiction, fiction meaning not true, genre and movie, so I feel like people was a little bit too deep and serious into it. Also, the director, when I watched some interviews, he did talk about the fact that people were upset about that and that he never claimed that this stuff was true, and he was also saying that he took things that were false and things that were real, and he went to scientists at universities and he talked to them and he studied this before he did this movie, and his whole ideal was to have fake and real and combine it together so that people could question this movie. The theory that he took from this was like this 60s era theory, so you got to think about if it's that from that time, then by now things have changed. But he did say that this is something that wasn't proven hit, that he just pretty much made up. The director, from what I got, was basically saying that it's just one of those movies it's just for entertainment and less scientific. So let's get into the plot. When a boyfriend tricks Lucy into delivering a briefcase to a supposed business contact, the once carefree student is abducted by thugs who intend to turn her into a drug mule. She is surgically implanted with a package containing a powerful chemical, but it leaks into her system, giving her superhuman abilities, including telekinesis and telepathy. With her former captors in pursuit, Lucy seeks out a neurologist who she hopes will be able to help her. So in the beginning of this film, we have Lucy being metaphorically compared to a gazelle, and she is the gazelle, and these men and his henchmen are cheetahs in the jungle, and they come to get their prey and they attack her, and it plays out the whole thing in the beginning of the film. Then we get the scene with Morgan Freeman, played by Morgan Freeman. There's like this ongoing joke of Morgan Freeman being the same, looking the same since the moment he started acting. Like no one knows what he looked like when he was younger. It's like this ongoing internet meme thing. It's like Morgan Freeman literally plays himself, and like he's just so good and believable at it that we don't really know who the real Morgan Freeman is. We just know Morgan Freeman as Morgan Freeman. So Morgan Freeman's character, the professor, he talks about the human brain only using about 10% capacity of its cerebral part, cortex or something like that. And he talks about animals using 5% and that dolphins use about, I think, 20%. But then he raises this question of, are we concerned as humans with less of being and more of like having things and pretty much buying things and being materialistic? To elaborate on that, I personally do believe that people are more consumed with being consumers than actually being and existing, sometimes more than we should. Also, it kind of correlates to Lucy being able to be ubiquitous at the end of the film, where she's everywhere and she's not just consumed by everything, because she is everything. The next scene where she gets arrested and her body is convulsing. She's just like shaking and moving and all around, just all over the walls, all over the floor. It's like, it's almost like she's having a seizure, but she's not having a seizure. It's like she's having a seizure inside of her body and there's no like foam coming out. But man, that was her on 20%. 20% after she had that seizure, that convulsive seizure, and like the drug was just going crazy all inside of her body. She was literally removing bullets out of her flesh, shooting and killing guys so quick within like 2 seconds. And I'm just like, this is her at 20%. 20%. So just imagine when she reached 100 max. She was doing it like it was nothing. I was like, wow, I'm stunned. This is amazing. Then it gets to the scene where she's on the phone with her mom and she's telling her that she remembers everything. She remembers how it felt when she was really young and things happened to her, when she was like really young, when that age where you don't remember anything and your parents have to tell you what happened. She remembers how it felt. She remembers what happened. She remembers feeling it, and at that current moment she's actually feeling all of the feelings of that, and tears streamed down her face. And that was like her last moment of humanity. And how astounding and amazing it must have been to feel all of that at one time. I'm pretty sure it was like super intense, but also how great would it be to remember those things and be able to go back into your memory and be like, dang, I remember when this happened. Yo, I was like an infant remembering coming out of my mom's womb. Like, how incredible would it be to remember all that? But at the same time, if it's happening all at once, I know that it's like super, it can become overwhelming, but wow. But she also mentions that the more and more knowledge that she gained, the less and less human that she was becoming. Also, did you guys see Mr. Young, Mr. Yang, whatever his name is? Yeah, also, did you guys see his face? Like, he was like turning red like a tomato. He was screaming and being angry like a little child. I'm just like, boy, bye. But no, this film is astonishing. Lucy colonizes her mind, as she says in her words, and she's swiftly typing at the computer. Like, everything she does as her percentage goes up more and more just gets cooler and cooler for me. Like, I'm just like, this is amazing. This, just imagine, like, she's like this robot basically, and she's just like like moving super fast like on the computer, just like being able to just like dodge bullets and like kill people with like without even blinking, without even trying, honestly. Control people's minds and their bodies. She can control electromagnetic waves in television screens and anything that's electronic. And when she hits 100%, she goes from robotic human to like super 100% dark matter. Well, that's what I got from this. In my own personal opinion, I feel like she turned to dark matter. That's what it looks like. Also, it kind of reminds me of Venom, what he looks like. She turns to what I interpret as dark matter. She's no longer human. She's energy. She's literally ubiquitous everywhere. Her character was becoming robotic plus emotionless, but she was combusting and reactivating each time she ingested the CPS for consumption. Lastly, gonna talk about the visual effects. So the visual effects was giving me, let's go on this trip, this adventure time, like Big Bang, cosmic whirlwind. It took me through dimensions, space, time, constellations. It took me everywhere. It was like the cosmos were warping you in, swallowing you into its vortex of depth and color, and it was like an out-of-body experience. It was there. It just was. For me, at least, watching this. I feel like when you let go and you really watch the movie, you flow with it and you go down this whole trickle effect of like, whoa, like what's happening? Like, this is amazing, but like, oh my God, look at all this. This is what? But you have to just like sit and take it in. And also to mention, also the director mentioned that that's what his goal was for the audience, is to just kind of sit and take it all in and let go and just fall into what was happening. And that's exactly what happened when I was watching this. Especially those parts, those really intense visuals. So many amazing galaxy images. I loved it, and I can definitely see the Big Bang Incorporation quantum leap at the end when she makes jumps into different parts of the world, time travel and brainwaves, the human mind and science, and all the synapse cells separating and reconnecting, showing that this is us from beginning to end. It was all just very pleasing to my eye. So overall, I love this movie. I'd watch it again I've watched it again, actually. I think this is my second or third time. I think this movie was absolutely incredible, and despite what everybody else says, I like this movie. I honestly, I think this movie is amazing. I don't know why people didn't like it. I think it's pretty good. I definitely recommend it. Like I said, you can watch it on Hulu, or you can just get Fire Stick. I have, and you can watch anything. So if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and comment below and let me know, what would you do if you were able to tap in to 100% of your brain capacity? Even just 10%, even 20. If you could hit 20% and you knew that you can get to 100%, what would your goal be? What would you do with this power before you dispersed into nothing and everything? What would you do? Comment below and let me know. Also, be sure to hit me up at fictiontreviews12@gmail.com to request films. Definitely still open. Also, be sure to hit the link description box to get a copy of my book. And I will see you all next time in the next review. Peace. Yeah. Your friend, are we gonna be okay?